Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. Before we get into this obvious, total and complete freak show of a build from our friend Griffin, I just want to make a mention. You've heard me talk about it and I'm going to keep talking about it. We're starting an Autotopia LA podcast channel. We're really excited about it. Looks like we should be launching somewhere in mid-April. Also, on March 28th, our brand new shirt is coming out. We got it in long sleeve and in short sleeve. I've heard it in the comments and gotten emails from you. How come I can't buy your stuff? We don't order a ton of stuff. We don't want to have a bunch of stock sitting around. So if you see something that we're selling and you like it, buy it, or else it might be sold out. With that said, I'm gonna step back over here and make room for my friend Griffin to come in. You guys, I keep walking away from him going, because I can't help but want to ask questions, right? But now it's question time. What's the inspiration to do something so, like, sorry brother, but just stupid, right? In the best of ways stupid, but what's the inspiration? And then is this like your Volvo where it's you doing a lot, you and help from a couple of your close friends that are pros? Is that like, kind of help me through that part and then we'll talk about what it is.
This was a team effort for sure. Really the inspiration behind this whole project, my dad and I have always loved rat rods, the old raw car. And the time came to where I discovered this guy by the name of Rat Rod Jeff on Instagram.
Okay.
Followed him and was a silent follower for about a year. Just watching his stuff, how he interacted with a couple customers that he had building cars in the shop. And he was phenomenal. So one day I hit him up and I said, hey Jeff, I'm in your area. Is it cool if we cruise by? If not, no worries. And this is on a Saturday. He said, yep, I'm here at the shop. Cruise on by, I'll be here all day. Here's my address. And it was 5.5 hours north, and I didn't realize that. That Saturday morning, got up real early, jammed up there, and Jeff spent the better part of the day with my dad and I. Basically purpose-built race cars that it's a rolling piece of art. That's what he builds. It's a piece of art that could be hammered on and beat on.
All in the rat rod theme and flavor though.
Now, he also built the Volvo for me after this car.
Okay.
Yes, he did the chassis in the Volvo. He spent the better part of the day, and at the end of the day, he said, hey man, let's go to my house down the street and I want to show you something. He opened his chicken coop doors and this body was sitting there kind of half buried in the dirt.
And what year body is this?
This is 1932. He said, I was going to build this with my brother and I, but he's got a family, kids, he's doing the whole life thing, he's not going to touch it. So I've been kind of waiting for someone to come along that's going to let me kind of do what I want to do with this thing. So are you down? I said, absolutely. So from hey, I just want to meet you and kind of check it out to like, all right, let's get started.
So he's the one that primarily built this.
Yes.
Interesting, because I'm so used to you being so deeply hands-on, you know?
Yeah, usually I'm doing probably 75 to 85% of the work. Everything, the body, chassis, sheet metal work, everything underneath was Rat Rod Jeff. He built this car from a sketch on the shop floor, which is this whole thing started out as, in just under 10 months.
Okay.
Inside of 10 months, from a drawing on the floor to a complete roller. He gave me photo updates every single week, and he was just the absolute best guy I've ever dealt with.
So cool to hear that.
It's a 32 Ford Model B body. This is the original steel from 32. It actually has the original wood in the B pillars from 32 as well. It's mostly rotted away at this point, but there is still wood there from 1932.
Sure, and you obviously don't need it for any structural support.
Right, so we just
a little bit of caging going on.
A little bit,
right?
And that's another funny thing too. We told Jeff, and I'm like, hey dude, I obviously want a safe cage that will cert with NHRA rules and all that, but I don't want to jungle gym. I don't want to go crazy with it. Well, we've got a little crazy with it.
You went typical of you, all in.
Yeah, I don't really have a medium switch. It's all or nothing.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the top has been chopped a little, yeah?
We've taken a little nibble off the chop, yes.
The fuck are you looking at except for a blower through an opening that's like, bro? The Jimmy Shine test, right? Jimmy, if I do this wrong, you're gonna have to correct me. It's either that way or it's that way. If it's that way, you might have chopped just a little too much. If it's that way, well, you got some chopping to do. It's such a freak show. So, okay, so then you have basically the insane roller that it is from Rat Rod Jeff, and then is he done at that point? And now you deal with powertrain, transmission, brakes, all the...
Yeah, so I basically told Jeff, I said, here, just give me the roller. I'm gonna take care of powertrain, electronics, wiring, plumbing, and all the other little miscellaneous details.
Okay. Again, you know I'm not mechanical or anything.
I had to do something.
You kind of went a little over the top over here.
A little bit, yeah, you know, and I kind of wanted to have a really good blend of technology and old school. It's an all aluminum tall deck, 565-inch big block Chevy, Brodix tall deck block, AFR 385 Magnum heads, Holley EFI controlling the whole car. It's got 16 fuel injectors, smart coils, coil near plug. It's honestly a technologically really smart car. Traction control. It does.
Really?
Yeah. So we can do cylinder to cylinder blending. And
is that all through the Holley setup that you get the traction?
yes, Holley Dominator controls everything. We don't need separate boxes or anything like that.
Right on.
The supercharger is kind of a special piece. This unit is straight from the DSR Top Fuel Nitro team. So Don Schumacher Racing, one of the most winningest teams in the NHRA history, they got wind of the build and said, hey man, let us help out. And this was an ex-race blower off of a 11,000 horse Nitro Hemi.
Wow, cool,
which
man.
this was then used as a test stand supercharger for the calibration deals. So this was a very integral piece of DSR, and to have this thing here, it's pretty awesome. So it's magnesium case, billet ends on it. It's a 1471. It moves some air.
I'm so curious, having heard it start. I mean, I'm glad you told the guys, nah, you should have a camera out to start. Because that first start, I mean, I literally jumped like, and we heard the kids off in the background. That's why we had to come over here, the kids in the background.
Yeah, we were scaring the preschool across the way, so.
The kids are screaming.
Did you see what it did? It blew my fucking hair off. What are you making like with the tune you're currently on? What are you making power with this?
Right in the low to mid 900 range.
And that's it, the big fat tire.
That's at the tires. It's as turned down as we can do it really with the pulley combo. I've only got higher boost pulleys from here. So, you know, 1800 horses isn't out of the question.
What mufflers are you?
The ones that are still in the box at home.
Yeah. Do you, or is this somebody making the headers for you?
I did. I built these headers.
You did the headers yourself. Wow, dude.
You know, the couple little tiny pieces here and there I did, and then once we got the roller from Jeff, I took the car to Woods Performance, who also did the Volvo, and no joke, 3 days, we got the car done. Full wiring, plumbing, wiring the 16 injectors, the whole Holley Dominator system, running fuel lines, 10 gallon a minute pump, like all this big crazy stuff that's hidden was done in 3 days. And the kicker is too, haven't had a single problem. I mean, this is a rolling piece of art that's designed to be hammered and beat on.
You know what I like, and I hope he doesn't take this wrong, my guess is it's probably very intentional with him, is looking at his welds. I don't mean they're ugly or bad or anything, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes you see those perfect.
Yeah, dimes.
Which is beautiful, I love that.
Yeah.
But this seems more intent-based because he's so good, I can't imagine that he can't.
Yeah, and this car, you know, it passes an NHRA cert.
Yeah.
You know, once it passes certification through NHRA, it's good to go. So it's a very, very stout, stiff chassis, and you'll see once we go out of driveway entrances or whatever, like you feel all the twist going into the anti-roll bar, not the chassis doing, you know, the wet noodle kind of feel.
Sure, yeah.
Turbo 400 transmission, 29-inch.
Built, obviously.
Yes.
I mean,
The case is the only thing that's stock. You know, all billet shafts, billet valve body, full manual valve body. There's only 2 buttons in the car. That's just kill switches in case I need to have a real quick shut off. It just hit anything and it shuts everything off. Turning the car on, it's all through the touchscreen Holley dash, and you know, it's pretty minimal for as much as this car has going on.
So you're changing rear gears depending on what you're doing, and the intent of the car. I didn't know, dude. I thought you actually built a rat rod, like let's go cruise streets and stuff, even though I saw that, you know what I mean? You're not street driving. This is built to go drag race.
Yeah, and it hasn't been on the track yet. The car has got a handful of miles on it, on, you know, street miles and stuff.
Yeah.
It is fully set up to go to the track. We got wheelie bars for it and everything. That's all adjustable. So
I noticed 2 parachutes.
2 parachutes, yes sir. Yep.
What does it weigh?
With me in it, right at 2,100.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we got almost a 1-to-1 power to weight ratio, which is stupid. I mean, you'll feel 900 horse by today's standards because it's not 1,000, it's not a lot, but in something this light that honestly hooks well even when the tires are cold, it gets out.
This keeps catching my eye right here.
Yep.
Is that purposeful, cut this out to?
Yeah, this is another Jeff deal, you know, something that he wanted to try, and he called me numerous times throughout the build, and he said, hey man, what do you think about this? And, you know, holding up a piece of cardboard. I said, Jeff, I love your style, man. you do you, freestyle it. I'm cutting you loose on this thing. So this was the first time he did something like this. And it also, he surprised me with the sheet metal wheel tubs that have my logo.
Is that what that is, really?
Yeah, it's the Griffin, logo. So it's hand rolled with the English wheel, and he did all that by hand. So this dude's insanely talented.
Like all this rear suspension components, that's him, right?
Yeah, it's almost pro mod level anti-roll bar. The anti-roll bar came with just a generic little horseshoe style mount, so he said, nope, we're gonna make our own mounts, and took everything to the next level.
So bitchin', dude. I love how this ties to your wheel tubs.
Yep.
I really am, though. I'm knocked out by what this guy does. I genuinely am.
Totally. And it's, you could take 2 hours staring at this car and still find new little details.
Yeah, man, it's so good. Is this actually where you fuel fill?
Yes. Yes. It's got a 13-gallon tank underneath, and underneath is just as pretty as up here with all the suspension and stainless 12-point hardware. And
so with 13 gallons, we could go like all the way to the end of this street and back, huh?
As far as you could throw a rock, that's basically it. Yeah. And another fun challenge that he loved to tackle was fitting a 6'4" guy like me into a car that's half my height. So that was a fun challenge that he really wanted to do and push the limits on. That's also why we did chop it as much as we did, because I still fit in the car just fine with my helmet on.
The hell tire size are you running?
These rears are 33/16 15s on Weld double bead lock. They're Alpha 1s. They mean business.
All right, interior. I can do it from up here. I don't even have to crawl in here. Yeah, just all about business, right?
Yes.
I like how, too, it's kind of brilliant how you guys figured out the pedals to get the brake over to the left as far as you can, so you can actually have some room to two-foot the car, right?
No, again, I'm size 14 foot. They're not the narrowest feet in the world, so that was one of the challenges as well. So that's why we have the blister on the outside with the rivets right there, is to give my left foot a little bit more real estate. So I do drive with 2 feet.
That's what that is. That's smart.
Yep.
Is that Jeff doing
that?
Yeah.
Yes, that's when I was going up there several times.
He knows what the hell he's doing, obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's an aesthetically pleasing piece as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one more thing that I wanted to touch on here, and that's this hat. This is a carbon fiber hat. The craziest thing is when this car is running, it looks like a lung. It shrinks and it grows, and
the actual whole
plenum area.
You see it like breathe?
Yes, and that's basically what induces the idle surge. I can crank the idle up to tune the surge out. Basically what's happening is when the vacuum goes up inside the hat, it shrinks it and it closes up the tolerance around all 4 throttle blades, and it shuts the airflow off. When the vacuum goes away, it releases itself and the tolerances grow. Air goes in, and then that's what speeds the idle back up.
Will I be able to see it through the windshield when we're driving?
You have to look up above and you'll see it.
Oh, right, just look up. Yeah.
How do we see out of the car? Oh, it's way too much chop. My line of vision is right underneath the supercharger, like underneath this plate, essentially. I can see plenty over here on the driver's side, and I can see the top of the passenger tire. So everyone that's like, that's way too much, you won't be able to see anything out of it and whatever, I could see enough. So
this is such a world of car that I don't understand, and that, especially that view.
The 4-inch tall.
I'm so curious to go for the ride and see, like, what am I seeing?
Yeah.
And then obviously look up and, yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. fucking 6-year-old ready for the roller coaster to start. You know when it's climbing and climbing and climbing,
Yeah,
and you're
dude.
waiting and waiting and I'm that guy right now. I'm like,
ooh, the tinglies are like.
you haven't done a burnout, you said.
Not a real, like, I've done some blips, like throttle blips,
yeah.
but not like from a dead stop, just stand on it and go.
And that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that blew my eardrums out, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, we need insurance out here, bro. My ears. My ears
That shit hurt, dude. Griffin, this is insane. This is so stupid, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting in a chair connected to an engine. You scared the shit out of me. You scared the absolute shit out of me. My headset flew off. I don't know what happened. It was just a big blur. That was insane.
Complete and total insanity, obviously, man. This thing's bonkers. It's eating up gas like crazy, so Griffin's having to throw some E85 in there. But just one solid hit like that, I mean, it's crazy enough just the idling and the lope of it. But man, when he gave it that hit, and we're spinning tires, smoking, but it's pinning me in the seat. I'm just geeked out. Obviously, you guys know me, man. I'm tripping out right now. I'm all seriously jacked up. I love that we got to do this today, man. I'm super stoked about it. So remember, new shirt coming out. March 28th is the drop date on this one. Sometime soon, mid-April most likely, Autotopia LA podcast. And with that, I say thanks for hanging and watching. I'll see you in the next one. Later, man.